I just signed an executive order putting the flags of our country at half-mast in honor of Pope Francis. He was a good man, worked hard, he loved the world, and it's an honor to do that.
A lot of people, especially in the American press, want to make the Holy Father, his entire legacy, and even his death about American politics. I'm aware that he had some disagreements with some of the policies of our administration. He also had a lot of agreements with some of the policies of our administration.
We're leaving and going to Rome, where we'll be attending the funeral of Pope Francis.
What do you want to say, sir, about the Signal chat controversy?
You know, what a big surprise that a few leakers get fired and suddenly a bunch of hit pieces come out from the same media that peddled the Russia hoax won't get back their Pulitzers. They got Pulitzers for a bunch of lies. See, this is what the media does. They take anonymous sources from disgruntled former employees, and then they try to slash and burn people and ruin their reputations. Not going to work with me.
Are you bringing up Signal again? I thought they gave that up 2 weeks ago.
There was a new report this weekend that he used it in a separate chat that included some family members.
It's all just the same old stuff from the media. That's an old one. Try finding something new.
There's a lot of people in this city who reject monumental change, and I think, frankly, that's why we've seen a smear campaign against the Secretary of Defense since the moment that President Trump announced his nomination before the United States Senate. Let me reiterate, the President stands strongly behind Secretary Hegseth in the change that he is bringing to the Pentagon, and the results that he's achieved thus far speak for themselves.
We're excited to be here for the launch of the Task Force to Eradicate Anti-Christian Bias as outlined in the President's executive order. The Department of Justice will protect religious liberty for Christians and for all Americans.
This executive order affects a number of changes to the university accreditation process. The basic idea is to force accreditation to be focused on the merit and the actual results that these universities are providing, as opposed to how woke these universities have gotten.
Kids who've worked really hard and #1 in their class in a high school someplace in New Jersey or in Mississippi, they can't get into the best schools. What is that all about?
On May 5th, the Department of Education will resume involuntary collections for borrowers with defaulted federal student loans. Borrowers will now be clearly expected to repay their loans, and those who default on their loan obligations will face involuntary collections.
We're going to get rid of the dyes, and then one by one, we're going to get rid of every ingredient and additive in school in food that we can legally address. 4 years from now, we're going to have most of these products off the market, or you will know about them when you go in the grocery store.
We think that it's a perfect time to lower the rate. We'd like to see our chairman be early or on time as opposed to late.
You have no intention of firing Jerome Powell? No. Do you have any plans on doing that?
None whatsoever. The press runs away with things. No, I have no intention of firing him. I believe he's making a mistake by not lowering interest rates. He's keeping rates too high. He will hopefully do the right thing. The right thing is to lower interest rates.
We're going to see if the Europeans, the Russians, and the Ukrainians are ultimately able to get this thing over the finish line. I feel pretty optimistic about it. I think everybody has been negotiating in good faith.
In order to make a good deal, both sides have to walk away a little bit unhappy. The president's frustrated, his patience is running very thin, but you need both sides of the war willing to do that. And unfortunately, President Zelensky seems to be moving in the wrong direction.
I think we have a deal with Russia. We have to get a deal with Zelensky, and I hope that Zelensky, I thought it might be easier to deal with Zelensky. So far, it's been harder.
Mr. President, do you have a deadline for when the party...
I have my own deadline. And we want it to be fast. After that, we're going to have a very much different attitude.
Why are you not putting more pressure on Russia? I know a lot of Europeans...
Putting a lot of pressure. You don't know what pressure I'm putting on Russia. We're putting a lot of pressure on Russia.
What concessions has Russia offered up thus far to get to the point where you're closer to peace?
Stopping the war. Stopping taking the whole country. Pretty big concession.
I believe that if India and the United States work together successfully, we are going to see a 21st century that is prosperous and peaceful. But I also believe that if we fail to work together successfully, the 21st century could be a very dark time for all of humanity.
China's current economic model is built on exporting its way out of its economic troubles. It's an unsustainable model that is not only harming China, but the entire world.
We are going to have a fair deal with China. It's going to be fair.
Are you talking to them actively now?
Actively. Everything's active.
Can you clarify with whom the U.S. is speaking with China? and they're saying it's fake news that trade talks are happening.
Well, they had a meeting this morning, so I can't tell you. It doesn't matter who they is. We may reveal it later, but they had meetings this morning, and we've been meeting with China. I think you have your reporting wrong. We're putting up a beautiful, almost 100-foot tall American flag. It's going to be two beautiful poles.
The president is a real estate developer at heart, and he's always looking for ways to improve the White House complex. You can expect to look up, I think, quite soon and see a very big, beautiful American flag. Would you support a millionaire tax?
I think it would be very disruptive because a lot of the millionaires would leave the country. You'll lose a lot of money if you do that. Honestly, it's one of the great successes. We have virtually nobody coming in illegally. We do have people coming in legally. We are getting some very bad people, killers, murderers, drug dealers. They emptied out insane asylums into our country. We're getting them out.
Gang member, designated terrorists from the United States who have been ordered deported twice by a federal judge. I think I got plenty of due process. He got more due process than Lake and Riley got.